am also going to give you the absolute simplest trick to reducing your stress levels during competition that you honestly might not believe me when I tell you, but I swear it is backed by science. As with all the other videos though, I am going to highlight a specific book. This one is called A Champion's Mind by Jim Afremow, not to be confused with The Champion's Comeback, which we went over in video 2. These are two different books because the last video was really about the 7-step process to overcoming failure. What happens in here that you need to do to overcome that failure? This one is about what we need to focus on in order to build up our champion's mindset, specifically geared for success. Links are always down in the description below, and I specifically link to audiobooks so that you can listen to them while you're hacking or while you're cleaning tack or making grain bags. Because riding and the success of your mental game is not just when you're in the tack, it's when you're not in the tack as well. And those countless hours we spend doing horse chores could literally be put toward your success at your next competition. So this book is designed to guide athletes develop their own championship mindset to, not only have success in sports, but in school, work, and life as well. And this book really does emphasize that your mental training and practice is just as important as your physical practice. And in video 2, I definitely outlined a study that was done on basketball players that proved that beyond a reasonable doubt. So in the book, they talk about there are 3 aspects to developing this mindset, and then there are 4 mental skills that you need to develop as an athlete. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on the mental skills because otherwise this video would be an hour long. So I highly recommend you read the entire book or listen to the entire book. Like I said, link is down below. The 4 essential mental skills that you need as an athlete to develop. The first one is goal setting. You need to be able to set clear and achievable goals that provide direction and motivation. The book definitely guides you through the process of how to set goals that are specific and measurable, not to mention they're actually achievable, realistic, and then most importantly, they have a deadline aspect to them so that you're not just setting goals where I'm going to do this before I die. Like you're actually going to set goals that have an achievable outcome in a realistic timeline. So the second one is mental imagery or visualization, which is actually going to be the literal topic of video 4, so you're not going to want to miss the next video. But similar to the study that was done on the basketball players, in the book, Jim talks about the power of mental rehearsal. To picture yourself succeeding before you ever sit in the tack, step on the field, step on the court, wherever you compete, whatever sport you do. So the third one, if I could count, is self-talk, because the words that you say to yourself are completely and totally tied to your success. And this is, again, both in and out of your sport. And the book does teach you how to develop positive self-talk habits, which I think that probably everybody at this point, we need to pull that section out. Everybody needs to read that just by itself. And the fourth one is focus and concentration. So you have to learn how to block out distractions and stay focused. Now, when we develop our pregame ritual, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that's specifically going to help you identify what is blocking you or what is distracting you. But the book also goes into helpful tips and tricks for how to develop this for yourself. It just goes in deeper in depth. And like I said, I don't want this video to be an hour long. So right now we're just going to overview the keynotes, and I highly recommend you listen to that book. Because of those 4 essential mental skills that all athletes need, some of these are going to be very relevant to developing our pre-ride ritual, like the self-talk and concentration. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to ask you some questions that is going to lead you toward developing and designing your perfect pre-game ritual.